AI is everywhere, from ChatGPT to NVIDIA to billion-dollar startups to governments making billion-dollar investments, venture capitals waiting in line to get in on anything AI related. It seems that AI is not only the safest investment out there, but the way to the future. But is it all going to pan out? Or is there a bubble we're not seeing yet? First, let's rewind quickly to the late 1990s, the dot-com bubble. Back then, anything with a .com in the name skyrocketed on the stock market. Companies with no profits, sometimes not even a real product, were valued already in the billions. Unicorn companies born out of thin air, not because of what they were selling or for what they inspired to become, but from belonging in a very high value, high traded sector. See, investors believed the internet would transform everything overnight. They weren't wrong about the internet, but they were way too early about how fast it would deliver money. You see, the dot-com bubble was significant because of how much money was invested, but with no clear path of not only making back your investment, but how you would see where the money went. And eventually, in 2001, reality set in. Most dot-coms weren't profitable. Investors pulled out, leading to a stock market collapse. The Nasdaq lost almost 80% of its value between these 2 years. AI has been going through something very similar. There are a lot of companies, a lot of investors going in and throwing money at it, basically. Everything they see, AI, they're pouring money into it. Billions and billions of dollars. Now, it comes to no surprise that by mid-2025, over $100 billion in venture capital has flowed into AI startups, while corporate capex, capital expenditure, among major tech companies ranges between $350 billion. Combined with mega project commitments like Project Stargate and Apple's infrastructural plans, the total AI investment footprint in 2025 likely exceeds that of $500 billion.
Holy fucking shit.
Highlighting a historical surge in global AI funding. All this money comes in despite the extremely high costs of running AI, but no clear plan on how to make the company profitable. Now, this question seems to be a little bit easier to answer. Off the top of your head, you could go and say, well, memberships, right? But there's only so much you can charge for a membership on an AI until that membership becomes kind of obsolete and uninteresting for the main public. You see, AI has been building a very steady incline in its customer base and loyalty from the customers. People that usually pay for the month in the premium membership usually come back. But every time that a membership arises by just $1, every company on anything, whether it's streaming, whether it's AI, whatever, can see almost 15% of their subscribers lost. And to be honest, when you think about the highest price that you can put for the customers for your AI subscription base, it doesn't really even begin to cover the cost. It doesn't even come close. So what also is there? Advertisements? Well, you can't really put ads on the side of the ChatGPTs and all that stuff, especially with the memberships. But what can you do with the smart advertising? Maybe you could say that AI throws your company when it comes to this question, right? Like, how could I change my room today? And then you get an ad for IKEA, maybe. Now, this could be something where it's potentially very, very well for the company to cover some costs and to get some very nice margins when it comes to this advertising. But this does break a few laws here and there, and it's a bit of a gray area when it comes to advertising and how advertise has to be sort of official and not subliminal or like something like this. But this comes in a gray area, so I don't really know about this yet. There's not much info on how advertisement really works on AI, but while AI is suffering to attract this massive revenue compared to that of the raising cost and the raising investment, there is an instant benefit that big companies have seen from investing in AI. Companies like Microsoft, Google, and Apple already are trying to not sell you AI as a product itself. They know they can't compete really with ChatGPT as well, but they're trying to sell it as a plus, as an experience within their products, within their ecosystem. And this is key for these big companies. So it's a bit of a conflict with the rising costs and the rising investments, but also the matching expectations and the very smart way of applying its AI into not a product, but as an experience. Well, we're kind of in a gray area when it comes to this whole bubble, because there is some indicatives of a bubble, but there is also some indicatives of a long-lasting and a long-projecting steadiness to the whole AI investment. Now, comparing it to the dot-com bubble in the 2000s, there were so many companies like Pets.com that went down, but there were some big companies that made it out. Amazon, eBay, among others. So with that, maybe we can see this exact same thing here, where so many AIs with so many different proposals are seeing so much money invested into them, but the AI itself, the experience and the products that make it better and the best will probably survive this bubble. So with companies like ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and more just turning into billion-dollar unicorns overnight, the question remains, is there a bubble that we're not seeing here yet? Or is this the start of a different era on everything? Thank you guys for watching.